The second presenter, Mr. Sellers, are you here? Oh, there you are, John. John, our city attorney wants to make a statement before you start, if you would, please.
Sure. Mr. Mayor, members of the council, I wanted to remind you that, as you're aware, the city has filed a declaratory judgment action to clear up alleged title issues in the Crossings residential subdivision. Mr. Sellers is an owner that has affected property in the subdivision, and because the city is currently in litigation with Sellers, I would advise you not to respond directly to Mr. Sellers' comments here today. He can, make his presentations, but don't get involved in discussions with it. Please. Thank you.
Okay. Understand, everybody? Okay, Mr. Sellers.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, City Council members, viewers at home, and Kim, the new city clerk. My name is John Sellers, and I need the clicker, don't I? The presentation.
Yes.
And Mr. Sellers, your packet came up one short. I don't know if someone's got a double or something.
Can't trust my wife to do anything. Sorry about that, Deborah. I'm here to celebrate the second anniversary of the July 27, 2010 City Council meeting, which ratified the Crossings plat. There's extensive video on this. If people want to go and see that meeting, you can actually find it very easily. It's available on Google, YouTube rather. Just Google Crossings, YouTube, and the date of July 27, 2010. I don't want to dwell on that too much because there are other issues, but a couple of little highlights. Mayor Kuykendall said in that meeting, as I will recall, don't think any of us plan on leaving Prescott. Prescott in brackets. I don't know what your plans are. He also said reverse mortgage usually means a person wants to get something out of something. Well, since July 27, 2010, for disclosure reasons, even if we wanted to sell and move, we couldn't, unless we wanted to sell to some unsuspecting snowbird. Many retired Prescotts will have seen the TV ads for reverse mortgages, which have become very fashionable. All I can tell you is we're still having trouble getting title insurance for a reverse mortgage on our 7-figure cash investment in our house. Mayor Kuykendall also said, with that coming from you and the lady beside you, my wife, we're going to end up in court. I guess that's where we might as well go and let the show begin. Well, since July 27, 2010, the city did sue us over the plat, claimed legal expenses, sued us a year ago. We're now waiting at the courthouse as the solitary defendant. Happenings along the way, never a dull moment. We had a suspension of the city's attorney's office by the Secretary of State. We're told by the AG's office quite recently that the 18-month-long OML complaint we filed may be drawing to a close. And the city attorney's office has, under the previous incumbents at least, declined all questions regarding the document retention policy that the city attorney's office had. But most recently, which is why I don't want to dwell on that, the fundamental crossings issue rears its ugly head again, which is you don't put a major road in a major wash. It's the same as running Rosser Road through Willow Creek. And I think most people in the city understand what Rosser Road was as a controversy. Here's a photograph that was taken. This is hypothetical, by the way. This is not a real accident. It was actually taken by one of my neighbors 3 years ago to make the point that the Crossings is a dangerous place every day of the year, whether it's raining or not. That was a hypothetical accident. This was last week. I don't know much about this incident other than the photograph, but as you can see, there's a vehicle there crossing the low water crossing. The gate has gone through the windscreen of the car, come out the driver's side, and thankfully the Prescott Police Fire Department is in attendance. Last Saturday night, a shot of the low water crossing. I actually was called out by a neighbor because the problem was that the fire department that he was in conversation with did not have copies of the wash closing procedures. I actually had to supply them, and there's an affidavit my wife has given you related to the circumstances surrounding that. Now, why is that relevant? Well, the origins of wash closing is the Maria Hill wrongful death suit against the city in 1982, where the city, at the end of 2.5 weeks of evidence, was forced to admit negligence, and the court ordered those wash closing procedures to protect the public. But the city is choosing to ignore those lessons, apparently. Back on the declaratory judgment, gets back to the fundamental issue of the plat. As the mayor said, let the show begin. Well, you know, we'd love nothing better than Craig McConnell to come down and explain why he signed the plat with a major road in a major wash without council approval as an administrative error. And we'd like the mayor to come down and explain why the city council ratified all of this on July 27, 2010. So, you know, let the show begin and let's get on with the show and we move on. But couldn't end without saying thanks to our first responders. Like I said, particular thanks to Fire Chief J.P. Vinci, who was on duty on Saturday night. And thankfully they got the job done and we got the wash closed. Thank you very much. I'm open for questions.
Any questions? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marlon.